Welcome to another episode of Eberhart Outdoors. This video is going to be on the monster 8-point frame buck that my son John shot in Kansas shortly after their gun season ended in mid-December. I shot mine on the day after gun season ended with my bow, and John shot his on Thursday. Mine was Monday, his was Thursday, and it was an absolute monster. He'd sat 6 times previous to shooting this buck, and only on one sit did he see a doe and fawn. The other sits he saw nothing. So even in Kansas, where there's very minimal pressure, the deer definitely changed their movement patterns, you know, it's after gun season from what it was prior to gun season and bow season. Because I don't think there was hardly any hunts on our November trip that we didn't see deer. And again, 5 out of 6 of his previous sits to killing this buck, he saw nothing. I killed mine on my first sit, so I didn't have to worry too much about it. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. It's an absolute stud buck, and if anybody's interested in attending my Eberhart Whitetail workshops, keep in mind you can get all the information you need by sending me an email, just a workshop inquiry email at DEERJOHN, the number 51 at gmail.com. DearJohn51 at gmail.com. John just shot this monster 8-point frame with split brows, making it a 10. And he's going to get in that picture, I think, in a second.
Yep, second go around.
So he's the last one to fill. I shot an 11-pointer Monday, the day after gun season, with my 40-pound bow, and he shot
My 10-pointer.
his 10-pointer
With a funny story, a 55-pound bow, because I got here and practice shot and I couldn't draw my bow back for some reason. My shoulder hurt, so I turned it down to 55 from 68. Now I can draw my bow back. Yeah, make sure you shoot before you go hunting, because I almost didn't, and I would have been screwed if I seen a deer. One long liver, it ran 50 yards and then walked another 70. I watched it lay down, waited a couple hours, and came back to track it, and this is exactly how it was laying when we come out here. Didn't move at all, just fell over. I did not think that was that big. Probably the biggest mainframe 8 I've ever shot. I've got a 148 on the wall, but I think this is going to do better. It's got the stickers, so it makes it a 10.
Just a beautiful 10-point. Can you turn it this way a little, maybe?
Oh, I can try. No, I can't.
Rigor mortis is set in a little bit. But, man, big frame, tall tines. Those G2s are probably, put it back up on John, probably 13 inches, my guess. 13-inch twos.
8, so 12-ish, 12, 13, yeah.
And the brows are even tall. Those brows are probably 5, 6 inches.
Yeah.
And the G3s are at least 10.
Yeah.
10 or 11.
I'd give them 9 to 10, somewhere in there. Long mains.
Long beams and decent mass.
No breaks. Got one chip.
One chip on the tip. We're going to take another video, quick one, tomorrow in the daylight.
For,
but
late December.
Yeah.
It is December, what, 19th or 20th, I think.
Today's the 19th. Yep.
Just no daylight movement at all. Hardly any, anyway. This was about 40 minutes before dark, and he was actually pushing the does.
How far was the shot?
12?
12 yards.
It's really close, thank goodness, because I made a bad shot. I hit in the liver, one lung liver. So. But that's always a fatal shot. Just give it some time. You got the coyotes don't beat you to it. 25-yard wide draw.
Usually our shots are not that close. For all 3 of them to be that tight, that's very rare.
Just amazing. In a continuation of our second trip to Kansas, because Dad and I did not tag out the first trip, he ended up shooting a nice, beautiful 10-point. First sit of the second trip, Joey shot a beautiful 19-point, 200-inch damn near. The first trip, and we are here after gun season, and I was sucking wind. I've hunted consecutive 15 days between the 2 trips, morning, evening, freezing rain, wind. Which wind, we'll get to this guy. We did get a picture of this guy the first trip, 1 or 2, and that was it. He was gone. He was chasing does. And we got one picture of him the second trip, so I decided to hunt there. And again, he came through chasing does. And then finally they weren't in heat, so he came back around cutting through this tight draw I was in, give me a beautiful shot, 12 yards I think it was. It was really close, and I messed up pretty bad. I shot it back in the liver, one lung liver, but it made a small loop, 50 yards, walked another 80 and bedded down, and that's right where we found it. I watched it die, so it was pretty good. It was 25, 30 mile an hour winds, 55 degrees. It was super, super windy. It sucked. Hard to hold your bow in that stuff too. But we made it happen. Way bigger than I ever thought it was. Love my Hades broadheads from Grim Reaper are just amazing. I've been shooting them about 10 years now, and I've never ever lost a deer with them. So that's pretty amazing head. But to come out after gun season and successfully tag 2 10 points, that's a pretty good feat. Even though we were in Kansas, we hardly seen any deer. All nocturnal movement, almost 100%. And we were lucky enough to get 2 bucks to come through in the daylight, and it just happened to be the right 2. I'll give you a view, because this is probably the biggest mainframe 8 I've ever killed. It does have the 2 stickers to make it a 10. But it is just, the mass is unreal. Did not even think this buck was even close to this big. I figured maybe a 130 by the camera, but it was getting, so I had one more day to hunt and I was done. So I was getting not picky. But the mass is just amazing. The tine length, I believe we measured this one last night. It was close to 12.5 inches. This is pushing 12. It's just a beautiful. And the body on it is a ginormous. He's got to be well over 250 dressed out. It was all free permission. Dad shot his on a walk-in, WIHA. Mine was a free permission. The WIHA I was hunting was pretty heavy. Didn't see, sat 3 times, seen 1 deer. And our ticks, they're covered in ticks. They're starting to migrate because he's cooling off. So we need to get them sprayed down and kill them. Yes, good luck to everybody. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe.
If interested, the links to many of the podcasts I've been on, or for information about my 2-day whitetail workshops that take place in March and April, please visit my website at deer-john.net. Thank you for watching another episode of Eberhart Outdoors, and to receive notifications for future videos, please subscribe.